And once again, we have a counter-programmed weekend in pro wrestling because we get to deal with a counter-program at WWE with a show that's a little lame against AEW with a concept that feels like it's kind of dying. So let's talk about a bit of an underwhelming weekend, but still a head-to-head battle nonetheless. We will start with the AEW side as they go through the Forbidden Door once again this weekend. So, we have another fun-filled weekend in professional wrestling as NXT, the mid-card, goes up against AEW with a concept that when it started was groundbreaking, and now just kind of feels like it's hit the ground. Let's take a look at AEW's Forbidden Door. When you look at it, this card is cool. Like, this is a good card, right? Like, you have Hangman against MJF, blood feud for the title at the top. Love that. Zack Sabre Jr. against Nigel McGuinness. Dream match. Love it. But you go on through, the build for this has felt like just an AEW show, right? Like, the timing of it is weird because it's coming off of the G1. So just by definition, all of the big guys in New Japan have just wrapped up the most rigorous part of their schedule with the G1 tournament. And now a week later, we're going to be going to a pay-per-view. So you're not, like, you can't even do the taped whatever and have whoever saying, all right, I'm coming for you, whatever. Because you don't want to give away anything that's happening in the G1. And so if wrestler X is all of a sudden challenging for this thing, then maybe that gives away a position or two. And they're focusing right now, focusing all their attention on the G1 and trying to mix and match that incredibly difficult math piece together. So the timing of it is very weird. And you are also doing it at a time where New Japan's popularity is about as low as it's been in a really long time. And I know that there are some very hardened New Japan supporters out there. And again, the message of this show has always been support what you like. And I love staying up at 2 a.m. watching Japanese wrestling. There are a lot of talented performers on those shows that I like, but creatively it's not at an awesome spot right now. There isn't a whole lot of buzz going on at this particular time. So like it's just it's weird timing. And then to Conrad's point, the other aspect of it, one of the reasons New Japan is in a bit of a load right now is because AEW keeps taking all the guys. Like at first, this was a really interesting concept because what was it? It was Okada coming to the States. It was Will Ospreay getting on television in North America for a pay-per-view cycle. It was those guys getting these opportunities. Now, Okada's on TV calling someone a bitch every week. Will Ospreay is here every week doing his thing until he's hurt and then not. But you know what I mean? Like these are regular contributors now, so there isn't that like, oh my gosh, sort of a thing at the top of the card right now. And like G1, the winner's from AEW. So there isn't that like New Japan guy that's like, okay, here we go. You got this one. I do like that they've got creative with it a little bit with a couple of dream matches, not necessarily of the like, oh my gosh, we're getting Okada Omega because these two companies can now put the matches together. It's Zack Sabre Jr. against Nigel McGuinness, just a combination you never thought you'd get for the IWGP World title. I love the utilization of Hiromu here against Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. I think that's a lot of fun. And I think Hiromu is criminally underutilized right now. I, for the life of me, don't understand how Hiromu and El Desperado are not just in the heavyweight division now and letting younger stars get their thing going in the junior heavyweight ranks and breathe some desperately needed life into the heavyweight division right now in New Japan. So you have that. And then, like, honestly, coming off of the show in Mexico City, I think of the forbidden doors that you can cross into, the CMLL one is the more interesting one right now. You have MJF going over there. He took Mystico's mask again and just put the American flag over top of him. You have a lot of intriguing luchadors who were involved in that show, Grand Slam, in Mexico City. That's That's the dream match thing that I'm more interested in, and the stories being built that I'm more interested in than this that is happening where Tanahashi is coming over to be in a tag team match. Like that, it's just, I feel like it was awesome at first. It was an awesome concept at first. And as we have gone on, like sorry, someone at New Japan trying to cut me off. This feels just like an AEW show featuring a couple cameos from New Japan people, right? So, like, I don't, the concept doesn't do anything for me at this point. And I think if AEW is committed to this, we've talked about it before, there's a way to do this. There is a way to have CMLL and New Japan all come together in this whole thing and have this actually feel special. But it kind of involves AEW being a better teammate than they've been, quite frankly. Instead of just, okay, and we will take you, and we will take you, and we will take you. And by the way, our guy's going to go over there and win the G1. I love that he got the opportunity to go over there and do that, and I love that he is doing it. I want them to feature it heavily on AEW television now and have him be like this guy who almost like an NWO thing where he is going to come in and try to just kill New Japan and all of this, although they already have a, House of Torture and all those things. But like to turn this into an actual thing and try to elevate anyone on the New Japan side to any kind of a main event status. And I think if you were to do that and have Takeshita just be this monster, like Conrad is saying, and be this dominant character, have Yota Tsuji, who I understand got hurt. Shota Umino, maybe not the time right now, but still, like, have one of those young guys be, you know what? I'm standing up for the heart and soul of New Japan, and I'm going to be the one to take that from you. I get you're the G1 winner, but you are not taking the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship with you. We are keeping that here. That is ours. The days of you, AEW, stealing from us are over. I think there's a way to do that still and have it be very effective, but like there are so many talents in AEW that are underutilized right now. I would love for a couple of them to go to New Japan for a cycle. A couple go to CMLL for a cycle. A couple CMLL come here. Like you can bounce around and keep everything fresh. But right now it is very AEW heavy, and it doesn't it kind of benefits AEW because having Takeshita win is kind of neat. But then you still do things like this. And it's not, like, this is an AEW pay-per-view. And it's cool that Zack Sabre Jr. against Nigel McGuinness is happening. I have zero doubts of how that match is going to go. Same thing with Kyle Fletcher against Hiromu. I don't think that they built up Kyle Fletcher and had him stab a screwdriver through the leg of Dustin Rhodes to have him lose to Hiromu in England. So the concept to me, I think, has kind of run its course a little bit, unless you are going to do it dramatically differently going forward. Conrad in the chat, is ELP on the card? He is not, to the best of my knowledge right now. El Phantasmo not featured on the card. This is what we have so far according to Wikipedia. Golden Lovers, Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay against Claudio, Mox, and Gabe Kidd of the Death Riders, and the Young Bucks. You have the Hurt Syndicate against the Eliminator Tournament winners. Okada against Swerve for the frustratingly named unified title. You have Toni Storm against Athena for the Women's World Championship. Mercedes Moné against Alex Windsor, against Persephone from CMLL, and against a Stardom rep to be determined, I suppose, for the TNT Championship. Cope and Cage against Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne in just a tag match. And then the aforementioned Kyle Fletcher against Hiromu Takahashi for the AEW TNT Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. against Nigel McGuinness for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. And Hangman Adam Page against MJF for the AEW World Championship. So we'll talk about this one throughout the week. Match-wise, like, this is going to be great still, right? Like, this is going to be a good card. And honestly, like, I feel bad shitting on it because it's again, a guy who talks about WWE also shitting on AEW. But it's been a pretty well-built card. It's just the concept that I think has kind of frustrated me a little bit now going forward. But we're going to have a lot more Forbidden Door coverage throughout the week here on Couch Potato Diary and on, it's come up a couple of times, Living Room Lariat, the new wrestling podcast from Couch Potato Diary. If you come here just for the wrestling, that is where all the wrestling content lives. It's still pieced in on Couch Potato Diary, of course. But if you don't want to sit through the football and the UFC and all that other stuff, and you just want the wrestling, Living Room Lariat is where it is at. Again, you can subscribe to this one on Spotify as well as on Apple Podcasts. Not only is there the stuff from Couch Potato just over there, there's also going to be original stuff that doesn't make it onto the flagship podcast that we will still do here on the live streams. So check that out over wherever you get your podcasts.